Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, and that means that I'm on my website and I'm on YouTube answering your questions for you right now. So I have 5 questions today, and as always, I have a journal topic at the end, and it's kind of a funny one, so stay tuned for that. Okay, question number 1, and maybe I should take notes and tell you where they come from, but I don't think it really matters. So the first question comes from YouTube, and this person asks, does a therapist take notes? If so, is it within my rights to ask to see what they say? I'd say 99.9% of the time we're taking some sort of notes, especially if we have to bill insurance. When I worked at the eating disorder clinics as well as the hospital, we had to take a lot of ridiculous notes because we have to plead our case to get things covered. So that can be, a lot of times I'll have you fill out a bunch of information when you first come, and a lot of that goes into this file, which also keeps track of like medical stuff and what we're working on and what our plan is and what your diagnoses are and all that stuff. But on the outpatient basis, I just keep track of what we're working on and what I've asked you to do. Pretty simple. Like, let's say I was seeing myself. I know that couldn't happen, but let's say I'm reading my therapist notes. It would say, Katie appeared in good spirit, talked about working a lot and feeling tired, working for her to create more personal time or something like that. That would be kind of what my notes are. But yes, it's totally within your rights to ask to read it. I actually tell my clients when they first come in, I'll say, I take notes during session and you'll see me jot things down. If you ever want to see what I'm writing, just ask me and I'll show you. You can always get copies of your records. So that's definitely something you can ask for. Question number 2, how do I get out and meet new people or just like-minded people, even if I really don't want to? The best thing we can do is either A, bring our best friend and make her sign us up for something that we want to do, but we get nervous to do and stuff like that. Or 2, join a club. And then you have events you go to so you don't feel awkward going to something because everybody's going there and not everybody knows someone. Something that really helped me meet people, like in college and stuff, was joining my sorority and joining the intramural soccer team. So you can do some stuff like that, or joining the choir. I sang in choir there too, and that helped me meet a couple. Lauren, one of my best friends, it helped me meet her. So there's a lot of different things like that. So I would just encourage you to reach out through groups and organizations, even if you join the Key Club or the Community Service Club or something, and you just go to the soup kitchen every Saturday morning or whatever. That can help you meet people, okay? And once you've signed up, sometimes I find myself, if I've signed up and paid for something, let's say it's like $10, I'm really apt to go. So set up some sort of things that make you almost feel like you have to go so that you can't really back out. Like, that's why having a friend come can really help too, because they hold us accountable. Okay, number 3, why might my therapist have asked to read an old suicide note I wrote, and should I let her read it? It depends on what you're working on with her. I can tell you in my opinion, if I had a client who tried to commit suicide before, and I knew that from taking their history and asking them about it, and they said they had this old suicide note that they kept to kind of remind them of that bad time, I might ask to read it just to see where you were at that time. Like, what, honestly, on the therapeutic side, it shows me what to look out for. Like, if I see that you're starting to ruminate about that certain thing that was in your suicide note, or I could tell that your mind is getting in a similar place that it was at that time, those will just give me some little tips and like little red flags that go up so that I know that I should probably increase our sessions, or we should create another suicide plan. Yeah, things like that. And I would let her read it. Therapy is about being honest and showing them all our cards so that they can give us the best help that they can, and we can get the help we deserve, right? Because if we're not sharing all the information, then I always feel like we're limiting our therapists in some way. Like when my therapist asked me, what's really going on? I don't sugarcoat things. I'm like, I was really pissed off because that person was a bitch to me, and blah, blah, blah. And you're just honest, because that's the one space of our whole world that we deal with all day long where we can just be us, raw and uncut, whatever we want to say, right? So I would definitely share it. Okay, number 4, any tips on how to stay in the dining hall for more than 10 minutes? I seriously think that 10 minutes is my record thus far. And a person had responded, this is on my website, and a person had responded to this and gave some great advice. And she brings her best friend with her, because when you have someone with you, they hold you accountable kind of, and you don't want to leave them by themselves, so you're more apt to stay. and kind of endure the anxiety. And I know this particular person who asked this question has a lot of social anxiety. But I do believe that you've told me before that you do have some friends within your dorm. And I would just make sure that you go at a similar time with someone that you feel comfortable around. I know that it's still really hard and it can be overwhelming because there's a lot of people, but we have to start somewhere. So either going at the same time that a friend or someone in class is going, I would do that and just chit chat along like, class was boring today, wasn't it? Blah, blah, blah. As you kind of walk into dining hall and sit down so that you don't feel like, oh, I'm nervous to sit next to them. What if they don't want me to sit next to them? Or, oh, they're looking at me and they're watching how I eat or whatever. It will definitely help kind of ease that. And I would just start slowly increasing the amount of time. So, okay, 10 minutes is the max. Let's go for 11 minutes and maybe 12, maybe 15. I don't know. Let's go crazy. But we have to slowly increase it and do or bring things that can help calm you down. Like if journaling helps calm you down, or if getting on your phone and hopping online helps calm you down, you can do that. Anything, so that when it starts to feel like your anxiety is like, then you can do those things and it can help bring us back down. Okay? And if any of you have any tips, please, as always, leave your comments below and let me know. And number 5, the last question, I thought this was really interesting, and it's a great question. I figured a lot of other people may have had it. It says, in your I Miss My ED video, you talk about an eating disorder serving a purpose. I don't have an eating disorder, but I do have depression. I've been feeling a little worse lately after feeling slightly better, and my therapist thought that I missed my depression. She asked me what purpose I thought my negative thoughts served. And I couldn't come up with anything. So I wondered, does your I Miss My ED video apply to depression too? It definitely can. But it's just a little different. Because depression, I guess it's almost the same. Sorry, I'm having trouble explaining this in a clear way. And I thought about this before I started filming. And my thoughts are, everything in our life serves a purpose. And depression can be an outlet for all of the bad feelings that we've been having, or horrible things that have happened to us, or horrible things people have said, and we've internalized it, and so we feel down all the time. And that can cause our depression, our negative thoughts. And it sounds really silly, but just like our eating disorder and our self-harm voice, those negative thoughts, honestly, they don't become our friend because they're not nice, but we're so used to hearing them that when we don't hear them, oftentimes we'll feel sad, or we'll feel like something's missing or just off. And it's almost like that chatter that filled our head isn't there anymore, and we haven't filled it with positive thoughts. And so that's why I think the talking back will really help. So if you can actually do task 1 of my eating disorder workbook, even though this is for depression, and do the talking back to those negative voices, so we fill your head with more positive talk, I think that you may feel a little bit better. And it may also help you figure out what it applies, like what purpose it was serving. Was it because you didn't want to have to think about that certain thing that happened? Is it because you don't want to think positively because things never have been turning out right for you? Or what is it? I mean, I would take the time to journal about it, and I would talk to your therapist more, because I think she's definitely on the right track. Okay? And last but not least, my journal topic. And this was actually cute. I was driving home today, and on someone's license plate, it said, be gentle. And obviously it was all like scrunched and like almost like you're texting it. So not fully written out. But I thought to myself, be gentle. That's actually nice. Makes me feel like, oh, I could be gentle with myself today. And I wanted to ask you, how can you be gentle with yourself today? And by being gentle, I mean, how can we have a little self-care? Maybe today I'm not going to go work out because I'm actually kind of tired. And maybe I am going to go make plans with that girlfriend of mine that I haven't seen in a while, because I feel better when I see her. Or maybe I'm going to wear really cozy clothes and I'm going to lay down and watch some reruns of television. If you're me, you'd watch like reruns of Sex and the City while you wear like your paunchy t-shirts that are really loose, which is what I'm doing right now. And I have pajama bottoms on already. That's right. Because I'm going to mellow out. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and I'm going to relax. So think of a way. I want you all do one thing today to be gentle to yourself. Whether that is, I'm going to go get that pumpkin spice latte because it's back at Starbucks and I'm going to treat myself, or I'm going to go get a massage, or I'm going to do my nails, or I'm going to do whatever, take a bath. I'm going to let myself, give myself 10 minutes of free time today, even though I'm studying. I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to play a video game, or I'm going to read, or whatever. Do one thing to be gentle to yourself today and let me know what it was, okay? Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow is Thursday, so I'll be on Twitter. So ask your questions with the hashtag KatieFAQ, and I'll see you all then. Take care. Bye-bye.